Good morning. This really is Weekends with Whitney, although we have never started the show in a laboratory, but we are this morning. Why? Because here is one of the hottest products sweeping the country. It all started in Baton Rouge less than a year ago. We'll talk about the incredible success of Lubricity and find out what folks across the country are saying about it. Find out how Dr. Boyce Clark, a biogeochemist, invented a way to tame frizzy, unmanageable hair in a way no one else ever has. Plus, blues musician Henry Turner. His signature baritone voice is as personal as it is powerful.
Baton Rouge, yeah. Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge. Ooh, Baton Rouge.
I'll show you how the steps we're sitting on helped him climb a musical stairway. Then Dr. Nick reveals the 5 personality traits that are scientifically proven to give people a better life. But first, it was just 3 months ago that we sat down here on the show with Dr. Boyce Clark to talk about his new hair care line, Lubricity. Well, you're not going to believe what's happened since then.
She blinded me with science.
Science, chemistry, and a father's love have created a hair product craze crossing the country. Chemist and creator Dr. Boyce Clark can hardly believe it. Orders are pouring in.
That's when you start to sweat, when you're thinking, the orders are here, but I don't have product. So we've literally been working 16, 18 hours a day for the last 3 weeks, making product around the clock.
Demand for this product is spinning out of control. Sales the last 30 days compared to the previous 30 days are up 16,000%.
It's been exciting and exhausting all at the same time, but mostly exciting.
Demand exploded after a local TV news story was picked up by affiliates across the country. Lubricity's website was getting 16,000 views a minute.
When it first started, I'm looking at the order software and it's showing, click, click, a couple of orders. I'm like, wow, this is great. 100 orders, then 1,100 orders, and I start to get a little nervous. And then, you're at 7,000 orders, and I'm thinking,
and then you're not sleeping?
we don't have any product.
The next day, he got a call from Yahoo's beauty editor.
Did a story that went on to the Yahoo beauty page. It got so many views that it was escalated to yahoo.com and was the top trending story on yahoo.com for 2 days.
Overnight, he had to figure out a way to increase production. Business has skyrocketed so fast that Dr. Clark has had to go from hand mixing things in 5-gallon buckets to buying big industrial pieces of equipment like this. He had to quadruple his laboratory and office space. And soon may have to do that again, because he just got a call from the ABC hit show Shark Tank.
They've asked me to audition for that, so that's fantastic.
The Lifetime Network called too.
They've asked me to be their beauty expert on curly hair for a show that's going to air in June. Now that one's going to air twice on Lifetime, and then they will spin it off to 200 syndicated affiliates.
Oh my. His surprising success is rooted in his daughter's unruly, frizzy hair.
Her hair would be insane. I would try to comb through it. The more I combed, the more I brushed, the bigger it got. If the humidity level was up outside, the hair was huge. She's crying, I'm trying to get tangles out. I didn't know what to do.
So he used his PhD in chemistry to develop a naturally derived chemical concoction. After extensive research and experimenting, he created a revolutionary product unlike any the beauty industry's ever seen. Alden's proof.
Like when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to constantly brush, have to get a brush and get all knotted and all over the place.
It did the same for my hair.
I can just brush it and it's that.
I knew when I put it on my hair that you were probably going to be the next millionaire that I knew because it was that fabulous.
Yes.
And I don't say that lightly, and I've always fought with frizzy, curly hair. But are you surprised?
I guess I still am. When I worked in corporate America, I worked on these projects that will never see an end, and now I developed something that changes women's lives.
And you discovered how attached we are to our hair.
I had no idea until it affected me, you know, with my daughter's hair.
Lubricity works on everyone's hair, regardless of race, hair color, or texture. It locks in moisture, keeps out humidity, so hair is frizz-free, soft, and shiny. Results are so remarkable, demand now crosses oceans.
We have emails from United Kingdom and Israel already asking, and Canada, can we ship, when can we ship internationally?
Really, the sky's the limit.
I mean, when
You ready for it?
I hope so.
I'll let you know if he makes it onto a future episode of Shark Tank. We are certainly pulling for him. And still to come, meet a musical master born and bred in Baton Rouge who gives us the blues. Then Dr. Nick explores the 5 personality traits scientifically proven to give all of us a better life as Weekends with Whitney continues.
See that dog lover? About to unleash the terror hound on these friendly, unsuspecting canines? Well, I'm the human dislike button, and I see it too. Easy there, Cujo. Taking part in a dog socialization program at a shelter or pet store can help nip this problem in the bud. And no matter how well socialized your pet is, cleaning up the little rays of sunshine they leave in their merry wake is your responsibility. To learn more about me, go to breck.org/HDB.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. The 23rd annual Baton Rouge Blues Festival gets underway next month. Henry Turner Jr. is one of dozens of musicians bringing his talents to the stage. His blues is as personal as it is powerful.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Henry Turner Jr. has been playing music for 50 years.
I think I was just, the music chose me. I had nothing to do with it. I think I just woke up one day and realized, wow, it's music, you know.
Those steps into music started here, where his childhood home once stood on North 36th Street in Baton Rouge's Eden Park neighborhood.
Started like, you know, probably 5 or 6 years old, according to my parents, you know, pulling out pots and pans and beating on it and doing stuff like that. Then eventually they started getting me some instruments.
His first was a set of drums. Oh boy, you had brave parents.
Yeah,
Boom, 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 bam.
No, well, it wasn't that brave now, because as soon as they realized it was going to be drums, they kind of like moved all my drumming and music experience out to the back. This was like a bustling little environment, just the house and the yard. And in the back of the house, there was like a rental room that was always being rented or used by a family member. So we had all of this, you know, people in and out all the time.
Many of the people staying there or dropping in would become big musical influences in his life, especially after he got his first guitar.
My first guitar was a Silver Tone. It was the True Tone series by Western Auto. I used to come outside and sit on the porch right behind where the steps is now. And I remember the first thing I learned on the guitar, I learned this. And I would sit day after day playing that on the front porch. People would stop by and just sit on the front porch and watch me do that. Until one day, this guy that lived across the street, and this guy was a saxophone player, and he had played with James Brown Band for a while. So he was sort of like a music hero, you know. So he would stop by, and he would say, "Man, what are you doing?" And I'd just be sitting there and going. He goes, "It's more to it than that, man." He goes, "All right, now I want you to go do this," and he go and switch to this. And he was like, you do those back and forth. You know, it's a count to 4. I was like, oh. He was like, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was like, whoa. I mean, so, you know, it was crazy. It was a wild experience. This front porch became almost like music school. I remember one of my first jams. I was playing this pattern. I'm just sitting there on the porch playing that. It's like probably like 11 o'clock on a summer day. And I heard this guy walking up the street, and he got about to, I guess about right there, and he just started singing, and he said, oh Lord, da, 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 da. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I was like, what in the world? So I stopped. He said, don't stop, man. I said, start playing again. Then he walked over, whipped out a harmonica and started jamming, and he would just blow, you know, da, 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 da. And then he was singing the line, Lord, oh Lord. And that's all he did. And he was just over and over and over until my parents just came outside. I was like, what's going on out here? You know, he's just standing there all drunk. It's crazy.
That first jam session progressed into forming his first band called Backyard Funk.
And the reason the band was called Backyard Funk was we couldn't leave the yard. You know,
Because you were too young.
Absolutely. Probably like 11.
Oh,
12.
wow. When Henry wasn't playing, just a few houses up, he had the incredible opportunity of watching legendary bluesman Slim Harpo play.
This was the home of Slim Harpo. I actually got the opportunity to see the first whole band play together. And in those days, they would rehearse right out here in the front yard.
Well, I'm a king bee, buzzing around your eye.
Did you know what you were witnessing then?
No, I had no idea.
They even recorded here too.
Just be sitting around the living room playing, and a recorder with a microphone just there. And they would record the whole session. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, walk into the house and it'd be like, everybody be quiet and they're playing and recording. Just recording a track right there.
Did you know how good he was?
No. No. I didn't really figure all that out until long after he was gone.
Did you ever come out and watch Slim and the guys and think, we want to sound like them or we want to play music like them?
No, actually, no. By the time I was growing up in the late 60s, early 70s, the blues style was something that no one wanted to do anymore.
Those memories would later become full circle. In the meantime, Henry graduated from Capitol High School and concentrated on his own music career. Band-Aid Entertainment put his band Crystal on the map and on the road.
We just kind of took off fast from playing like, little hood clubs to like just playing all over the state.
Their income took off too. Instead of $200 a gig, they were now getting up to $3,500.
And Crystal Band was like American Top 40 band. My first cover song was I Believe in Miracles.
I believe in miracles.
5 years later, at the age of 24, he stopped playing cover music, wrote his own songs, and got his first record. He was now playing soul and funk. He'd soon become one of the top 24 touring bands in the country. A few years later, with his band Flavor, he expanded his musical genres, adding the blues he'd dismissed before. What brought you back to blues?
One was the advent of American music kind of twisting and turning.
Ethnic cultures were flip-flopping genres. Henry says many black artists were anti-blues because of its painful reminder of oppression.
I don't want to be reminded of you can't walk into a grocery store. I don't want to be reminded of you can't go to a restaurant and eat at the front counter. I don't want to be reminded of that. So I don't want to hear no blues. I don't want to be around any blues. You know
However,
what I mean?
many white bands like the Rolling Stones were embracing the blues.
White people were embracing a culture that impressed them, that they felt great about, and they felt dignified to be able to play this music of somebody that they thought was so great.
That took some of the sting out of the stigma. Many black artists rediscovered their love of their blues.
Guys like Slim Harpo, we just thought some old guy with a rag on his head playing some music, you know? Only to find out later in life that, you know, these guys were the pioneers and the true, you know, musicians. And then eventually we came back to blues from funk and soul and all the other stuff.
Henry is somewhat of a pioneer and entrepreneur himself. He founded Hit City Digital Records. He's a producer for dozens of artists, has 8 CDs of his own, and has now written more than 100 songs. Across the country, he puts on huge music festivals called the Ultimate Louisiana Party. His publicist of 16 years, Marcia Groff, says Henry has even bigger ideas ahead.
We're working on some television projects to try to spread the word globally through the internet as well.
What do you want people to remember about your music?
Well, just basically want them to remember that it was about love and humility and uplifting other, you know, things and people, you know. That's all I really needed to know. You love us, Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, yeah. It is a capital city that nobody can refuse. One more time, Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, yeah. Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge. Ooh, Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, yeah. It is the capital city that nobody can refuse. And that's the truth.
To see Henry and the full lineup of this year's festival, log on to their website, BatonRougeBluesFestival.org, and mark your calendar for the weekend of April 8th and 9th. And coming up next, Dr. Nick explores the scientifically proven traits that give people a better life as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
9-time winner of the prestigious Buick GMC Mark of Excellence Award. There are many paths to a good life, but there are 5 personality traits that have been scientifically proven to lead to a better life. So think of what those 5 personality traits would be. You can jot them down, think of them in your mind, but try to think what they would be. Dr. Nick joins us now with more. And I asked people to do that because it surprised me. I didn't get them all.
Yeah. Well, what I think is going to really surprise you is if I were to say to you that I'm not sure that those are the top 5. But that's okay. That's, you know, we'll go with the research.
The first they said was enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
I get that.
I get that. I get that. By the way, the root of that is to be filled with God.
Is it really?
I think it's Latin or Greek, but it's to be filled with God.
I had no
idea. To be enthusiastic, enthusiastica. To be filled with God. And we all get that.
Oh, it's so much fun to be, if you're at work and someone's enthusiastic about a project or your children are enthusiastic about school, and when they're not, it's very deflating.
And what about just the gift of being enthusiastic in life? That it's not necessarily I'm enthusiastic because I'm going to Egypt for a vacation. I wake up enthusiastic. I go do after everything I do enthusiastically.
Yes.
That's the real gratitude
Exactly.
that makes life worth living.
I was born with some enthusiasm.
You were.
And I cannot take any credit for it.
You were. You
I
were.
mean,
You were.
it's not a struggle.
So do I. We just get excited, which is another word. So that's one of them.
Okay, but I want to pull that thread just a little bit more. So for people who weren't just born with that enthusiasm, how can they be more enthusiastic?
Probably the best way would be to find things that they really do get excited about.
Okay.
The passion, the bliss. You know, be it music or sports or, you know, something that gets them enthused, that fills them. And then hopefully have people around to say, see, you get enthusiastic about that. Could you be possibly enthusiastic about this? And so you start transferring.
I get it.
Okay? Could you be enthusiastic about making your bed?
Well,
How can we make this enthusiastic?
Right.
It can be created.
Okay. Well, the second personality trait they mentioned was low withdrawal.
Low withdrawal is just another way, basically, of saying we're not easily discouraged. It's the opposite of being discouraged. It's saying that just because I failed, I'm not quitting.
Sure.
We're not withdrawing from it. We're in fact going deeper into the pool.
I got it.
I may not be swimming great, but I'm going deeper. I'm not pulling out.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
That makes sense to me, too.
That makes sense to me.
Not the best word to describe it, perhaps.
I don't like that either, because I don't like that low withdrawal. I like that high engagement.
Sure, high engagement,
You know,
persistence.
Persistence,
yeah.
Staying with it, stick with it. Dedication. Yeah.
We could do a bunch
So
more.
those are two.
Those are two. Number three.
Industriousness. Taking on projects. Finishing projects.
Yes.
Doing the best we can, but not getting caught up in perfection. That's where the problem can be. You know, we can push all these things over the limit.
Yeah, they call them the getter-donners.
The getter-donners, yeah.
The getter-donners tend to be happier.
Beavers.
The
Get things
beavers.
Get things done. I know a number of people who are high in that. What was the fourth one? I know one was compassion, but we're going to hold that.
Compassion was 4.
Was 4? Okay.
And they put compassion in the list of 5 best personality traits. Why? What do you think?
Compassion is probably one of the greatest attitudes that anyone could have in life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It connects us to people. It connects us with people who are suffering. It connects us to pain in a way that provides far more than a Band-Aid. To be compassionate is to be extended towards someone who is different from, who we may not understand. See, I think compassion, Whitney, when I see what's going on with the anti-Semitism and some of the white hatred and even some of the black hatred towards whites that I hear sometimes, and I do, it's like, where is the compassion? Where is the love? Where's the charity? Where's the trying to understand what might be driving that person's behavior? I hope to always have it.
Yes.
I hope to always have it.
And if someone doesn't have much compassion, and maybe it's just about one subject or another, perhaps if they sit down with someone who is what they dislike or whatever to try to understand their perspective, that could bridge some understanding, right?
Yes, I definitely do. But I also think it's working through one's own nutrition of bitterness and harboring resentment. See, what are the anti-compassions? Anti-compassions are bitterness and resentment and hatred, because, you know, or, well, at least I'm not that low.
Yes, right.
At least I've got a trailer. You know, that kind of, at least I'm not black, or I'm not a Jew. It's the anti-compassion.
I get
that's when we start understanding what compassion is, when we hear what it's not. It's like, I don't want to be bitter.
Right.
I don't want to carry resentment or harbor hatred or
stereotype
or become cynical. You know, all women are, or all men are, or all therapists are, or all attorneys are. That's the lack of compassion.
Okay, good. And then the 5th, I don't know how you're doing on your list, but the 5th trait for a better life, they said, was intellectual curiosity.
Yes, that's right. How could I forget that? But see, I think it's far more than just intellectual. I'll take that, but it's cultural curiosity.
People curiosity?
It's people curiosity. It's 95-year-old curiosity. It's 16-year-old because they're seeing the world in a way that's different than you and I.
Right.
Intellectual curiosity is being open and interested in tell me what you're like or tell me that's why traveling is such a great thing to do, Whitney. You know, get out of the classroom. When people ask questions and are curious, we don't need to take that necessarily that those questions are coming from a frame of reference of disregard. We don't ask questions because we think it's weird. We ask questions because we're interested.
But
don't you think?
I do think, but let me also pose this. It's how we ask the question.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Because I can say, oh, well, why did you do that? Or I can say, why did you do that?
You're right. Curiosity is interest, but when it's a put-down question, you're right. Or when it's tonal, that's sarcastic. It's not intellectual curiosity.
So what are 5 personality traits not on the list? What would you add to that?
The only one that I would add, and I think we've already kind of framed it in compassion, is where is love? Where is just basic love? People always say to me, why do we suffer? And I always say, you know, I don't know why we suffer. But I do know that that's the wrong question. Why is it that love always seems to win out?
Love is the answer.
And sometimes I think maybe we forget that love really is the answer. And that is the only thing that will last eternally, is to love. So we just keep loving. To love is to be interested. It's all those 5 maybe
it's all
in
those
one.
things, isn't it? It's
maybe
to
it's
embrace.
all 5 in one.
Yeah,
Maybe
really
Whitney.
encompasses all of those things.
It is.
We're gonna leave it here with love.
And to be enthusiastic.
That's right. More Weekends with Whitney after this. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees. Thanks for joining us for Weekends with Whitney. Hope to see you back here again next week. Until then, we leave you with this.